Guns. In a high fantasy sci-fi world such as Arknights and Arknights Endfield, why don't we see more of them? Some characters do use them, but they're also not too widespread. Also, why is there one tutorial of a gun wielder but it's in the arts section? So why? What's the catch? Why do we see more swords, daggers, polearms, bows, and crossbows? Even some snipers some operators in normal Arknights use are not snipers. This is a crossbow. I'm not kidding. This is also not a pistol, or rather, a hand cannon. It's a shockwave generator. Also no joking. Also cute tsundere bird for scale. If I showed you this regular Endfield gun, and then said that it equals these arts units, would that make sense? My friends, Harry Potter but with guns is very real in Arknights. Well, with that in mind, let's go over this.
これを左に回し切ってカートリッジを入れる。装填したら閉じる。ここまで大丈夫か？照準を定めてトリガーを引く。今のはアーツだ。ただ撃つだけじゃない。アーツの力で銃弾を爆発させるんだ。お前にもできるはずだ。自分の身を守るための技術は覚えた方がいい。でもグリップをしっかり握ってまっすぐ狙いを定めよう。精神を集中させるんだ。呼吸に合わせて。体が熱い。
Originium is a major cause in how most things have developed back on Terra, and that includes firearms. Guns back on Terra in regular Arknights were first developed by Laterano and the Sankta, and also mostly used by them. Guns are a form of arts unit system, used to fire etched ammunition. Originium circuits are built into both the gun and its ammo. To fire, the user must cast Originium arts to control both of them. If you were to cross-section a gun in Arknights, it would probably look very similar internally to this picture of a Colt 1911. The biggest difference being, of course, the arts circuits. Many organizations outside of Laterano have tried over the years to develop their own guns, and some have succeeded, but most research has slowed down. However, because of the nature of guns in this universe, research into guns has given rise to new arts units. While we are on the topic, what is etched ammo? Simply put, a regular bullet in Arknights looks very similar at first glance to a bullet in real life. The bullet itself can be made from many materials. In Laterano, they make them from polished Originium crystal shells. The propellant is made from a special processed etched Originium crystal. At the bottom, we have the Originium microcircuit as the bullet's casting circuit that connects back to the gun's arts unit. And finally, the case. It is made from a Originium alloy, which is complex to manufacture. Considering now that we know how complex these things are, who else does make firearms back on Terra? Blacksteel Worldwide is an organization founded and led by a Lateran mercenary called Cliff. This organization has managed to simplify the fabrication of guns. Their guns have a more limited arts unit range, and their ammo is much more simplified. Despite all of that, these simpler guns are still one of their biggest strengths. Over in Iberia, they have also developed their own version of guns based on the Lateran ones. On first glance they seem the same, but instead of shooting etched ammo, these hand cannons release shockwaves generated by Originium propellant. The principles behind the arts in use are also different to those of guns. Basically, it is a new form of specialist arts unit that is simply shaped like a gun. And that brings us to the end of this crash course about what guns are in the world of Arknights and Endfield. I do want to state that gunpowder does exist and that there are guns back in regular Arknights that use it, but those are very, very rare. Anyway, I hope this was helpful and I'll see you all in a new segment very soon.